This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with this incredible artist, the one and only Bruce Cullen. But before we get to our interview, hello, Bruce. Before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at Bruce's incredible, incredible song, Upside Down. Bruce, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, listen, this is what I love about this app. I just interviewed two artists in Japan. I'm interviewing you. You're in Vegas. I'm in New York. We're connected. And you are unlike any other artist I've spoken with. I've spoken with over 1,200, and wow. It's incredible. I mean, it's interesting. The only artists that have done even remotely something similar to what you do are actually artists that I've spoken with in the East. And I don't know if you've ever gotten that comparison, but this is a type of music that is huge in Japan, China, Philippines. Have you been told that before?
Yeah, I see and hear that. You know, I haven't been over there yet, which is kind of odd. But, you know, I grew up, my dad was a pilot, and that's kind of how I got into the whole thing, long story short.
Oh, interesting. Keep going. Yeah. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, so I mean, I started a couple companies. I worked for some big companies, and they just didn't care about their employees, and that was a while back. But then I realized that it's best just to be in business for yourself. Started my own business, internet marketing. Long story short, got picked up as the guy who designed the Super Bowl halftime show alternative website. We had like 58 million visitors. Long story short, I went to Amsterdam because I just wanted to take a break, and showed up at Sensation at Amsterdam Arena, which sold out in like 2 hours, like 45,000 people. All dressed in white. You know, it was insane. So I go to this event and I'm like, this is insane. You know, no one's doing this in the United States, you know? And yeah, I just met this DJ in his VIP rooms. I bought the VIP tickets. I'm like, I'm gonna do it right. And his name was Yop, and we met up. He found out what I was doing. And of course, I didn't realize, you know, having 58 million eyeballs is a big deal, but I didn't really think about it at the time. But they were just like, wow, we got to talk to this guy. And then the owner, which was Irfan Van Uyck, who owns ID&T, which became like Insomniac and all these big events these days. He personally invited me back the next year and wanted me to bring the whole show to the United States. So I was working on doing all that. And but you know, my guys in Hollywood, you know, weren't really sure about how electronic music would do in the United States. And so they passed on that. But I stayed involved and decided to get into producing and event promotion and doing events and all that kind of stuff, you know, so that's kind of a long story short of it all.
No, that's amazing. And yeah. Look this is what I'm excited about this app. You know, I'm already selfishly as a director and a creator working on 16 different projects with artists that I've met through these interviews. And I'm just thinking, like, there's hunger for the type of music that you're creating. I know it because I've seen it. So I can't wait for you to meet these other artists. And on top of that too, Bruce, I'm curious to know, you know, especially with how long have you been with the record label that you're with now?
The latest one, Raz Nitzan Music, is just about a year, and then I've been with Black Hole, Tiesto's original label that he still owns, actually, which is in Trance We Trust, and I'm also doing stuff with Armada Music, which is Armin van Buuren's label. So, yeah, it's been about, I don't even know, I think it's like 7 or 8 years I've been releasing tracks as opposed to working behind the scenes doing events and stuff like that.
That's amazing, Bruce. But look, I think it's such a great opportunity for artists. We have a lot of artists from all over the world who watch these interviews.
Yeah.
I think your journey is so amazing that you were just even remotely open to something. You were fed up with your job and you entered this newfound bliss just by being open to it.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's a really interesting story when you get into all the details, but yeah, I mean, the apps and the stuff that you guys are doing is really great. It's exciting times. There's all this stuff that went on with COVID and makes people adjust to things, and it's just really interesting. But I mean, the music is what keeps everybody together, and that's really important. So it's great to see what you guys are doing.
Well, it's a universal language, but especially as the audience just got a little sneak peek with Upside Down. I mean, you have people want to get up and dance. They want to move. They want to feel good.
Right,
And
right.
I think the soundscape that you create, I think allows people to get in touch with that side.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's important to get everybody together. I mean, if you look back in history, like Woodstock, everybody got together. They were frustrated about Vietnam. I was like barely alive then, but it's stuff like that changes things and makes people realize that music is always an important thing to have with everybody.
Amen, Bruce. Well, listen, before I ask my final question, I want to let everyone know for more on the incredible Bruce Cullen, you can read more about him right below this video. Bruce, if you could give advice to any artists out there who may also feel like, as you were at one point, kind of maybe stuck or frustrated with their 9 to 5 and want to really just go after their bliss, what advice would you give to them?
I think it's about making the right choices of who you're surrounding yourself with, and you got to be around people that I guess you could say are doing things correctly, and just networking and talking to the right people, and just getting advice on who they might be, and just checking out everybody you're dealing with, because sometimes they can get in the way of things and bring you down and things like that. And you got to just keep moving, keep moving.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, listen, Bruce Cullen, it is so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited you're coming on board this brand new app, and it is so nice to be connected now.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. It's really neat what you guys are doing. I love it.
Thank you.